All right. Yes, so I see, yo veo, the colors of the fruit on the table, en la mesa, right? Veo los colores de la fruta en la mesa. Very good. I see the colors of the fruit on the table. And saboreo el jugo dulce con mi lengua. Saboreo el jugo dulce con mi lengua. What is he talking about? Saboreo. Very good, Jo Marion. Anyone else? And I taste the sweet juice with my tongue. So we're talking about our senses here, remember? So I see the colors of the fruit on the table, and I taste the sweet juice with my tongue. Todo es delicioso. What is that? Everything is delicious. Okay, make sure you've got something typed in there and submit, por favor. Submit. Muy bien. Make sure you get that baby submitted today. Okay. All right. Let me pull up my next best thing. I know we have a shorter hour today. Bueno. Okay. Give me a second. Computer's got to think. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Make sure that you all can hear. Okay, we'll do a little review real fast. Make sure y'all can hear. Okay, uno, dos, tres. Here we go. Make sure y'all can hear.
Hola, estudiantes. ¿Me ven ustedes? ¿Me oyen? ¿Huelen mi café? Right now, we're going to review the present tense of 4 useful Spanish verbs that allow you to express things you do with your eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. Those verbs are ver, to see, oír, to hear, oler, to smell, and decir, to say or to tell. Now, I do have some kind of bad news. These 4 verbs have irregularities in the present tense, so they fall into the category of verbs you'll have to learn by memory. Let's start with the least irregular one, ver. Only the yo form is irregular because it keeps the e of the er infinitive ending. The other 5 forms, however, are regular. Veo, ves, ve, vemos, veis, ven. Next, oír. The yo form ends in go, like tengo and salgo, and some other verbs you've already learned. Yo oigo. 3 of the forms change the I to a Y, but add regular endings. Tú oyes, usted oye, ellas oyen. Finally, the nosotros and vosotros forms have an accent on the ending. Tú y yo oímos. Vosotros oís. On to oler, which is basically an O to UE stem change verb. But because the O is at the beginning of the word, in this case, the stem becomes HUE. Words in Spanish that begin with the we sound are written with a silent H, like the words for eggs, los huevos. So the forms of oler are huelo, hueles, huele, olemos, oléis, and huelen. Remember that nosotros and vosotros forms do not make the O to UE change. Finally, the verb decir is an E to I stem changing IR verb with an irregular yo form that ends in GO. Digo, dices, dice, decimos, decís, dicen. That's a lot to take in at once, I admit, but you can watch my video again and concentrate on one verb at a time until you get it. Now let's put these verbs to work in a few example sentences. Cuando apagas la luz, no veo nada. ¿Hueles los huevos que prepara mamá? No, huelo el café. Huele muy rico. And it smells really good. Chicos, ¿oyen música? No, ahora oímos un podcast. ¿Qué dice papá? Papá y mamá dicen que no podemos salir. Notice here that you use the conjunction que before reporting what people say. Y la señora López dice que tenemos que hacer la tarea todos los días. Of course I say that. Isn't that just common sense? Pero ahora yo digo adiós. See you again soon.
All right, you guys, just a quick review. Okay. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up some practice exercises. We're going to do a couple of practice exercises. And then if we have time, I'm going to try to show you a quickie game, if possible. Okay. Alrighty. Make sure that y'all can see my screen. I know this is small. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to make it any larger. So give me a thumbs up. Can y'all see my screen? See? Muy bien. Okay. So it says, Tess is not having a great day. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate form of oler, oír, ver, and decir. So the first thing we got to figure out is what verbs we're going to use, and then we got to figure out what form we're going to use. Okay, so let's read it together. Follow along on the screen. Be thinking about which verb you think fills in the blank, and then I'll give you some time to think about what form of the verb you need to use. Okay. Estamos en un restaurante típico, pero no me siento bien. So we're in a normal restaurant, but I don't feel so good. No me siento bien. No blank la carta porque tengo los ojos irritados. Y no blank al mesero porque la música está muy alta. Además, no blank la comida porque tengo la nariz roja. Mamá me blank, no estás enferma, pero yo me siento mal. Okay, so first of all, what do y'all think is going on here? What did you understand? They're in a restaurant and the person talking doesn't feel well, right? So what's going on? What did you get from this? Just a general thing. I'm not asking you to translate the whole, like, word for word. Just what do you think is going on here? The person talking says, no blank la carta porque tengo los ojos irritados. What are ojos, clase? ¿Qué son los ojos? Eyes. And they are irritados. What does that mean? Irritated. So the person says, I'm sitting in a restaurant and I don't feel good, right? I have irritated eyes. So no something, la carta. La carta is the menu. Okay. And then the next part it says, and I don't something the waiter, mesero, porque la música está muy alta. What is that? La música está muy alta. Right. Can't hear the waiter because the music is loud, right? Okay. And finally, I don't something la comida. What's comida? Remember from our last unit, comida? What's comida? Clase. No, it's a thing. Comida, not comica. Comida. They're in a restaurant. So what is comida? Food. So finally, I don't something the food because tengo la nariz roja. What's a nariz? Yeah. What's a nariz? You're right, Jo Mary. A nose, right? And it's roja. So what is roja? Red. So this person obviously has a cold, right? Mama, mom, what does she do? No estás enferma. Remember those little like sideways, these are the quotation marks. So when someone's talking, that's what you're going to see, right? So what does the mom say to her? No estás enferma. What does the mom say? You're not sick. No estás enferma. Pero yo me siento mal, but I feel bad. Okay. Your job, you have 4 blanks. Okay. In the chat, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and tell me the proper form of the verb, right? So if in the first blank you think it should be there, then conjugate the verb. The person talking is saying I, right? I. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat, and then we'll discuss what you guys came up with. Yeah, what we're doing is I would like for you to list them. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and put your answer in. How would you conjugate the verb? Right? Decide which verb. Are you going to use oler, oir, ver, or decir? And then you need to conjugate it correctly. What would be the correct form to fill in the blank? So you should give me 4 answers in the chat. La carta is a menu. Remember, we're in a restaurant. Okay. Yep. And be thinking, you guys, our senses, right? Seeing, tasting, hearing, touching, whatever, right? Speaking. Okay. Okay, very good, Arshad. Ladies, how about you? Jamarian, check number 2 and 3. Okay, what did we come up with? Anybody else? Brooklyn, Mia? Another minute or so. All right, anybody else? All right, well, let's see. So we're in a restaurant, but I don't feel well. So I don't see the menu because clase tengo los ojos irritados, right? My I don't know why I'm not sharing, but here we go. Sorry. Okay, are we sharing now? Can y'all see my screen or no? Yeah, okay, because my Zoom is telling me something else. Okay, so if I have irritated eyes, right, I'm not going to be able to see. So since she's talking, I'm going to put veil here, right? Veil. I don't see the menu because my eyes are irritated. Okay. And I don't something the waiter because the music is too loud. Right. So if there's music, I can't hear the waiter. Right. So no oigo. Right. I can't hear the waiter. And then finally, I don't something the food because my nose is red and stopped up, which means I don't taste the food or I don't rather smell the food. So huelo, right? Because it was all the yo form except for mama. Mama says to me, you're not sick. No estás enferma, right? Remember, these little thingies here are quotation marks. You can't see the screen now. So let me try this again. Hold on. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, how about now, Joe? Yes, okay, good. So mama says to me, you're not sick, right? So mama would be she and therefore dice. Okay, dice. So remember, these little brackety things are the way that they make quotation marks in Spanish. So whenever you see that in an assignment, that means somebody's speaking. Okay. All right. Any questions about those? You guys did a good job. Nicely done. Okay. So we don't have time for a game. We only have like 3 minutes. Go ahead, you guys, and head on over to Canvas. Click on the grades in Canvas. See what you're missing. See if there's a mistake, because there are still mistakes being populated into the grade book. So make sure it's all good. Make sure it's how it's supposed to be. right? Check out what you're missing. I know there's some of you that are missing a few things. We'll play the game on Friday, right? Yeah, we'll practice some more on Friday. Yep, Brooklyn, make sure that you have that translation submitted. Make sure you all submitted that translation. And then you should be in, Jamarian, I can't see your screen at all. There you go. Make sure that you're looking in the grade book for this class and see what you're missing. And then let me know if you have a question. We have a couple of minutes. So if there's anything you have not done, go ahead and try to get that finished. Thank you, Brooklyn. Your Zoom is broken. What do you mean? You can't see, or you can't work it, or? Oh. Okay. Yeah. All right. I do need the podcast reflection questions from a couple of you. I also need, there's 2 VHL assignments, so you want to make sure that you complete those as well. There's 2 of them. Okay. Mia, can you hear me? So we're just checking in grades and Canvas to make sure we have everything turned in. And I'm just reminding everybody that there are 2 VHL assignments that need to be done. So you want to make sure you get those completed as well. That's okay. I think Brooklyn was saying the same thing, Mia, so I get it. Okay, preguntas. Any questions before we sign off, you guys? Till tomorrow. Okay, have fun at Shine. Let me know how it goes, right? And adios. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Take care. Gracias. Adios.